Hey, what is up guys, Smurfy back for round number 1, and we are on the play, which is awesome. So this hand is like one forest away from being good, but obviously we don't. If that was a forest, then we can go turn 1 tune, turn 2 cub, and then it would be great, but we can't keep that. This hand is not good, but I think we just keep this and hope that we draw something good. Going down to 5 is not going to be good. We have our land drops, and we definitely want that on top. Alright, so we're just going to lead off with Cinderglade and pass the turn. We could have kept up Mountain for Magma Spray, but then we're going to have to use our energy for turn 2 Cubs, so that's not really ideal. So they lead off with an island, which to me suggests that they are playing blue-red control. But they could just be playing like Marvel, they just play their only island. I don't know how many islands they play, I assume it's just 1 or 2, because they play like 4 Attunements Aether and things like that. So you generally want your island, your forest count to be higher than everything else. No, they're probably just blue-red control. Alright, we're just going to play the Aether up here, so that we can get this out of shock range as soon as possible. Or, sorry, Magma Spray range. We're hitting for 2. There's no reason to use the energy straight away. Would rather have 2 increments of 2. So if they draw like a, I guess if they had it, they would have used it straight away. So maybe we could have pumped there. Anyway, next time we got Bristling Hydra, and this gives us an extra pump. So when we resolve the Bristling Hydra, assuming it resolves, then we can just pump in response if they do have a Harness Lightning, which is good. Game Trail is a really good draw because now we don't have to use our energy. It also means that we've got Glorybringer for next turn. We're just going to get in for 2 first before we do anything else. It looks like our opponent's just going to keep taking this. And again, getting up to 6 energy means we've got now 3 pumps with the Bristling Hydra. They could have a counterspell here, but I think it's fine to just play into it. We can't really just like... and we're in the damage phase. There we go. And yeah, our opponent could have like a counterspell, but there's so many different ones. They could have like Essence Scatter or the Cycling one, Sensor, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Like, we can't play around Sensor for the whole game, I don't think. Not when our hand is... when we've only got a 2-drop in play. So they're actually playing Grixis Control, which is interesting. I think we want to just play the Glorybringer here. We can play Rampager, which plays around Sensor again, but Glorybringer is just so much faster, I think it's fine to play that. If they do have another Sensor, that's very unfortunate, but that's fine. Yeah, they do. Okay, so we're just going to attack with the Cub, and we're just going to start pumping our energy into it at this point. And it should, yep, and then, so it actually does connect. So now we've just got a 5-5 that they have to answer. Next time we can play the Green Belt. This Magma Spray is going to be pretty useless against them, I expect. Their win conditions are probably going to be things like Torrential Gearhulk and maybe a couple of Thing in the Ice in the sideboard. But this is now out of like Radiant Flames or any damage. Oh, okay, so we're against the combo deck. So if you haven't seen this deck before, it basically just plays lots and lots of cycling cards, like Sweltering Suns, and there's the, I think it's 5 or 6 mana for an enchantment that draws you 3 cards, and then your cycling costs 0, and then you just cycle your entire deck for a desired win condition. And there's quite a few different win conditions that they can play. So as we're against the combo deck, we want to just go as quick as we can, so we want those. So Appetite for the Unnatural destroys the enchantment, however they can just cycle in response. So if we if they play the enchantment, draw 3, well, I guess we could respond to the draw 3 and then hope that they can't go off in response. So yeah, we might as well bring it in for some amount of disruption. We can take out the Tireless Trackers, And we just want to take out things that are slow. So we don't even want magma sprays. We don't want harness lightnings. Nissirit or Tireless Tracker, I guess, are both better than not having any threats. So Tireless Tracker is just lower on the curve, so I think that's probably better to have. We have seen that they've got board wipes in Sweltering Suns, but it doesn't really hit too much of our things. Like, it hits Voltaic Brawler, Long Tusk Cub, Tireless Tracker, like Bristling Hydra you can just pump out of it. So I think it's fine to not bring this in, just because it's... I think we'd rather have loads and loads of threats than some protection, just because of how it lines up. We could also cut the Blossoming Defense, but I think they're so mana efficient that it's fine. And there's just no good option to bring in, really. You can bring in... you can keep in Harness Lightning for the card that untaps a permanent, but they generally just cycle it instead of casting it. This hand is fine. We've got 4 lands, but we've got a fairly good curve, so we'll keep. And we drew Nissa, which is cool. Would have been nicer to draw a 4-drop, but hopefully this cub can get in a couple of hits, and then that alone can get out of control. And typically you don't want to play Tireless Tracker until you can make your land drop, but I think we might just play it out straight away just to put some pressure on. A tap land every single turn, which is slowing them down quite a lot. And typically you want to play the island, play the land after you've played Tireless Tracker, but the problem with that is then it doesn't play around Censor. So to actually play Tireless Tracker and around Censor and to get the land drop the turn it comes into play, you have to have 5 lands, so I think it's fine to just run it out straight away. This does play into Sweltering Suns pretty poorly, but other than that, this is fine. And they don't have double red yet anyway, so... And the amount of enter the battlefield tap lands they have, it should be fine. Oh, okay, Radiant Flames as well. Yeah, we can't get either of them out of that. Now we draw Blossoming Defense. I guess we couldn't have played it anyway. We're just going to pass the turn back. So it does look like it was better to hold on to the Tireless Tracker, but we know they're playing Force Sweltering Suns, so I think it's fairly unlikely that they play Radiant Flames as well, unless you know exactly what the deck plays. Yep. So this is just like a ramp spell that investigates. So we can play either Nissa or Glorybringer, or we could play Voltaic Brawler. I think we want to play Nissa here. And hope they don't have Censor. Sweet. So untap target land, it's a 5/5, so we will go with a forest. Hopefully, yeah. Oh, it gives it haste anyway, okay, that's good. Oh. And then we'll just pass the turn back. We're not going to be ultimating Nissa because we're not looking to grind our opponent out. Okay, so our opponent has got the new perspectives now, which means they can just combo off right here, right now, if they have it. We're just going to yield until end of turn and let them do their thing. So what they're going to do is they'll use a bunch of cyclers. There is a cycler that gets a basic land out of your deck and puts it into play untapped. There is also one that cycles, and when you cycle it, you can untap a permanent. So you untap this. So between that, you can generate. So this taps for 2 mana. So that's 8 mana plus the 4/1 that get basic. So you can get 12 mana. So they can easily kill us if they find like whatever they're looking for. And they did not hit it, which is very good for us. So we play Aether Hub. And I think we just have to try and kill them this turn and next turn. Oh, sorry, next turn. It obviously won't be this turn. Yeah, so we have them dead next turn if they don't have anything. It's worth noting that they do play 4 Haze of Pollen, which prevents all combat damage. So they can occasionally buy a turn or two with that if they're not using it to ultimate. And again, I think we don't really want to yield, and we don't really want to yield until end of turn because we have 2 Blossoming Defense. Opponent's playing a lot of mana. Another one? Sure. The second one is just draw 3 cards. So our opponent's just got super unlucky with drawing dead cards. It's very unlikely that they can't combo off now that they've drawn 3. But again, I don't want to... yeah, here we go. This one, so when you cycle it, you get to get a basic land untapped. It's also worth finding out what their win condition is. So if it's like the white card that pushes top 6th card from your deck, second sun or something. Some people play Shallow Grave, or I guess all of the decks play Shallow Grave. But you can play the one that whenever you cycle a card, you can pay 1 mana, drain your opponent for 1, and then they get they just cycle like 20 cards on the stack. So you cycle a card, and then before the draw resolves, you can just cycle another card, and you can basically have like 20 cycles on the stack, and then you take 20 and then you die, and then they don't mill themselves out. Again, they're just looking for whatever their win condition is, and Shallow Grave to get them all back. We're just going to yield now. I just want to find out what their win condition is. Because of the Shallow Grave, Shadow of the Grave, sorry, they were able to basically draw, you can just guarantee that they can draw the rest of their deck now. Because they had like 15 cyclers in their graveyard, and they only had like 20 cards left in their deck, and they're obviously going to have more than 5 cyclers left there, so pretty guaranteed that they've got the kill this turn. And again, they're just using this to untap this land, which nets them 2 mana. And another 2, so they're up to 6 mana now. And what they're going to do is just keep Shallow Graving until they get enough mana to do whatever they're looking for. So I guess if they cycle this 4 times, then they get 8 mana, and then they can Shadow of the Grave 4 times. So 8, 16, 32 mana they can make just from this. But then it costs 8 to do that. Again, they're just cycling. They've got 30 cards in hand, which is just incredible. However, they did combo off a little bit last time with cycling like 7 or 8 cards at least, which means that you can't get those back with Shadow of the Grave, because Shadow of the Grave is cards that you've cycled this turn. Okay, so they've got 1 card left in their deck now. Or they're about to. Okay, they're going to approach the second sun, and then it goes to the second bottom, and then they can just do it again. I think this is the first time I've ever lost to that card on Magic Online. I lost to it in a draft once, but not in Constructed. Alright, sweet. On to the next game. Again, we just want to be as quick as possible. Heroic Intervention would have been really good that game, so maybe we do want that. And then we can cut Blossoming Defense for Heroic Interventions. Alright, we'll try this. And to be fair, our hand wasn't that quick. We definitely want to play first. Like if one of those Tireless Trackers was a Lethean Hellion, then the game would have been very different. Yeah, we'll keep this. So we've got turn 2 Green Belt into turn 3 Tracker, and we've got Appetite of the Unnatural and Intervention. I think mulligans for that deck are fairly easy just because you have so many cyclers. Like your opening hand only needs like a couple of land and then you should be fine. So I play the Game Trail, reveal the forest, and get an energy. Opponent just playing tap lands for the first couple of turns, which is good for us. We could use Chandra, but we can't actually play her yet. We need to just draw another red source. And again, we could wait for the Tireless Tracker like last time, but I think we would rather just attack him with the creatures as soon as possible. And also that the Green Belt survives all the board wipes anyway, so... And we don't even have a land necessarily for next turn. So yeah, we're just going to attack him with Green Belt first. And play Tracker. It's a bit unfortunate that we've drawn 2 double red cards. Obviously we can't pay for Tracker. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate we've drawn 2 double red cards. And no we don't even have a 4th land drop. But we should be fine. We've got Appetite for the Unnatural, which is really good in this matchup. So whenever they eventually get to 6 mana, they can play it, and then in response to like the first cycle, we will just blow it up. Okay, so they're actually going to play this. Oh no, they are cycling. I thought they were going to just cast it. I thought it was an X4, but it's an X3, so there's no point in playing it as a blocker. Okay, so we actually do want to play the cup this turn. There's no reason not to, I don't think, because they can't combo off next turn anyway, so it doesn't matter if we're tapped out for Appetite. And we're just going to yield in their turn. Probably just going to do a bunch of cycling. It's really bad for them that they're using these during their non-combo turn, because you can't get them back with Shadow of the Grave. So I will be interested to see how they combo off. Okay, they're just going to do it now. Cinder actually comes in untapped, which is really nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they might be able to combo off next turn, but I doubt it. So we've got 5 this turn and then 6 next turn anyway. So there's no reason to combo off. Oh, sorry, to play a Chandra or a Bristling Hydra, because we've got a 2-turn clock. Because we're attacking for 5 and then this will trigger, so next turn we can attack for 6. So there is actually no reason to develop the board. But playing Chandra wouldn't have done anything, or Hydra wouldn't have done anything. So we might as well just keep up Appetite for when they do play the enchantment. Doesn't look like they're going to get there though. Radiant Flames for 3. So all they're doing is trying to kill the cub off. Well, we might as well stop that from happening. And they just conceded. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching round 1. On to round 2. Peace.